since we're talking about how bad the bullpen is, I want to bring somebody that knows a little bit of something about the bullpen. He was a 2008 World Series champion. He was a relief pitcher on that team, that fun team that we love so much. So let's go to the Barb's Harley-Davidson Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room former Philadelphia Phillies reliever, Scott Eyre. What's up, Scotty?
I'm doing good, Billy. How are you?
All right, man. We're doing okay, but we're disappointed once again. I spoke with you yesterday, and I told you a little bit about what's going on with the bullpen, about how people are frustrated, and they did it to us again last night, Scott.
I saw that on the highlights this morning, and I actually thought about what you and I were talking about, and you're like, there's no way they're going to mess this one up or something at the end of it. I was thinking this morning when I got up, I watched, I was like, oh, man, I wonder what happened. Because like I told you, I don't get to watch any of the games, and the games I did get a chance to watch, it just, I don't know. I guess I'd have to watch them in mute on Sunday.
Right. Well, Scotty, you've been in a lot of situations. You were on the White Sox, you were on the Blue Jays, Giants. You've been around. You've been in a lot of situations. How difficult is it for a reliever to come in? Say if you're like the 7th, 8th, and 9th, like if you're the setup man or the closer, but like how difficult is it to come in when it's a one-run game?
It's very difficult. I think I was fortunate enough to be one of the ones that I didn't care whether we were up 10 runs, down 10 runs, up 1 run, down 1. I had so much fun playing the game. It was to get outs. That was our job. And it's funny because I think the first person that ever told me that phrase, just get your outs, was Dan Plesac. He's like, You're in there to face 1-2 hitters you don't know. All you're doing is get your out. Get your guy out, minimum damage possible if he doesn't get out. And he would laugh about it. But it was the first time I ever thought about that. So it is difficult to go in there because there's a little pressure on, especially once you blow a couple saves here and there, or, a couple games. They had a pretty tough stretch for a little bit here, right?
Yeah, they've blown over 14 saves, Scott, this year. Hey, listen, Scotty.
I thought they had 11 saves and 14 blown. Yeah,
listen, here's the thing. If
every day.
If the Phillies would have saved just half of the 14 that they blown, they'd be in first place.
Oh, yeah. I get that totally. It's hard to even explain. They have some good arms down there, that just not
Scotty,
done. But
Scotty, we had Ricky Metallico on a few weeks ago, and he says like these guys, Ricky, these guys look like they don't want the ball. You wanted the ball, didn't you? Didn't you want to be called into these situations?
Yeah, we would argue. We had a saying down in the bullpen, I guess. Even when I first got there, Mick Billmeyer, awesome bullpen coach we had down there. The phone would ring, and it was about the time that I think it was Finding Nemo, and the little pigeons, and all the pigeons would say, "Mine, mine, mine, mine." So the phone would ring, and you'd hear Durbin and Condrey and Lidge. Not Lidge at the time, but it would be me, and we'd all start saying, "Mine, mine, mine, mine," because we were tired of sitting way out there, and we wanted to go pitch.
Right.
But yeah, you want the ball to go pitch every day. I got the pleasure to pitch in 85 or 86 games in 2005 with the Giants. And it was like the most fun year I ever had personally, because I felt like I was more part of the team because I got to play almost every day, every other day.
Right.
So yeah, it makes you more part of it.
Right. Hey, Scott, it's Scott McKay. And you're one of your points there just led me into my question was, with a guy like Brad Lidge at the back of the bullpen, does that give you guys more of a comfort that he's there to kind of hopefully pull the game out, or does it put more pressure on you to perform?
I would honestly say both a little bit, because you want to do your job. The job was, I learned it real quick when I got there, was the bullpen was the bridge to the Lidge. I imagine you guys have heard that before, but
sure, absolutely.
That's what we were told. And it was basically, and Durbin broke it down one night, I think, eating some sushi somewhere. It was basically Condrey and Rudy Cianez, and then Durbin in that middle inning, and then JC and Madsen, and then Lidge. And then when I got there, I could kind of slide in that slot with Durbin and Condrey a little bit before JC, and spell a little bit when, and it just worked, I guess. And that's just basically how they said it was. If Condrey was going to struggle a little bit, he knew that Durbin would be behind him, or he'd have JC to come in after that. And then when I got there, me. So we all felt like we just do your job and get it to the next guy. And we had a little pecking order, I guess, in the sense. I don't know if it was necessarily true, Some days people pitch in different spots because Charlie was amazing at that. And Doobie, I'm assuming, had a hand in it, but yeah, I think the job for us, we always felt just to get to the next guy. My job that day was to get the ball to Madsen in the eighth with J.C. Romero warming up and then Lidge in the ninth. That's how it worked out that day. It just.
We're talking with Scott Eyre, former pitcher, relief pitcher in Philadelphia Phillies, 2008 World Series champion. And I guess, Scotty, what you're trying to say, too, is like you guys knew you had defined roles, right? You kind of knew exactly when you'd be used, but there was still a competition for like who you guys all wanted the ball. Scooter, you get that impression with this team? It seems like there's no continuity.
No, I think they're putting the phone up. You're taking it off the hook over there in the pen.
Well, believe me, I feel them. There's some days where you weren't one of the ones yelling mine, mine, mine. You were yelling no.
Right.
It happens. You have some crappy games out there, but you got to bounce back the next day. And speaking of, I had a pretty tough one in 2009. I think it was 2009. I faced 5 hitters, 2 of which were left-handed. I walked the 2 righties, gave up the homer to both lefties. I believe it was like Adam Dunn and what's his name? Brian Johnson, big lefty for the Nationals. Yeah. The Nationals. And then before they could even get somebody up, I walked the next righty. Like I was a walk homer, and then I walk, I believe. Before Charlie could even get Durbin or Condra or whoever was loose, I gave up 4 runs, and the game was tied. And thank God, I believe Ibanez hit a homer the next inning after that, and we ended up winning the game. So nobody even wanted to talk to me after the game, which was just awesome.
Yo, Scott, let me ask you a question. Scott, let me jump in here, because I want to get your feeling on this. So you did that. You gave up a walk, a homer walk. What's it like? What's it like when the manager comes out and you just crap the bed? What's it like walking off the mound? You're all by yourself, man.
Oh, it's humiliating. You just failed.
It's like the walk of shame.
It is, and in Philadelphia, it's very tough. I got booed and yelled at, and I'll tell you what, though, the coolest part about all that is you talked about being able to shove it off and go the next day. Charlie put me in the game the next day. I went into his office actually and said, I want to pitch today. If you get an opportunity, I get it. If it's a 1 run, you don't want to use me. And he looks right at me and goes, I'll use you with the bases loaded tomorrow. I don't care. Or today, And I was like, oh, cool. Okay. Well, he did end up putting me back in the game that day. I did, and I got done out in a key situation, I guess, in the 6th or 7th. So it is to come back that next day, and some of these kids, I guess, got to figure out how to do that. Let the day before go,
and it's not like good your coach does that.
You know what I mean? It's not like they're getting booed, by the way.
Yeah,
did you ever, after pitching like that, did you ever want to go to the other dugout?
What's that? What do you mean? Oh God, yes.
Yeah. Say, listen, maybe I should go to the other dugout. We'd get warmer feelings over there.
Oh, when I was with the Cubs one day, was pitching, and I was on Pinella's, and I was pitching like crap, so it wasn't like citizens doghouse. I was pitching like crap, but I started to turn around a little bit, and then I had a game where I just made some stupid pitches. And gave a homer to Andre Ethier, and I really did. When he came out to get, I don't even think he came to get me. I think he sent Larry Rothschild to get me, and I really, at that point, now that you think about it, I probably should have gone to the other dugout.
Right.
But that might be a different. I don't know if anyone's ever talked about that. By the way, if you don't mind, as a pitcher, I was an adrenaline kid. Like I pitched off the adrenaline and loved it. It was exciting, it's exhilarating. There is really none right now. There's no fan. Like you can pump in the fan noise all you want, but that is different. And I do think that I don't know how much of a different focus toll. They say, they should be able to focus more. To me, the noise made me focus more because I really had to focus more. I don't know. Maybe that's something.
So let me ask you a question. As a relief pitcher, and you had Carlos Ruiz and Chris Coast as your catchers. How much percentage of the credit do you give to those guys for making the game go the way it goes?
Truthfully, all of it, actually.
Wow.
And that started with my first big league catcher was Tony Pena.
Wow.
He told me to trust him, not because he was a veteran and he knew what he was doing because he studied hitters. He knew the hitters. And when I got there, I was in the National League already, so I knew some of the hitters anyways. But Chooch and Coasty knew the hitters we were facing, and it was a whole different division. Now I was in the East now, and they knew the Mets, they knew the Nationals hitters very well. So I asked the guys in the bullpen a few different times on, about shaking off and this and that. And, as I don't remember who said it. Someone goes, I don't think I've ever shaken off Chooch. We might shake the shake location or something. Because I don't know if I've ever shaken off Chooch unless I really felt like I had to throw a curveball here. This and that. But no, they studied. They knew the hitters. Our scouting reports were awesome. Those years I was there, credit as always, got to give it to the scouts that we had, because the reports we had were up to date and they were correct. If we made our pitches, we got outs.
Yeah. Hey, Scotty, I've had Brad Lidge on the show. I've had Cole Hamels. I've had Brett Myers. You guys, that was a great team. Yeah, guys, crazy. You guys, the 2008. What's one of your fondest memories? We got about 35 seconds left. What's your fondest memory from that team?
Racing Clay Condrey after we jumped over the fence in center field when we won the World Series. running in together, and he's yelling, "I'm taking my jacket off so they know who I am." Because our jackets don't have names on them, and I'm thinking, I'm doing the same. So we're running as fast as we can. I'm not very fast, let's face it. And I'm trying to unbutton my jersey and get it off at the same time. And it's 35 degrees or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's still, to me, I can still I actually just got chills.
That's great, Scotty. Scotty, that's great, man. Listen, you provided us with some great memories. We'll never forget it. Thank you so much for calling into the show. We really appreciate it. And we'll do it again, because you're a great guy, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. Anytime, man. I love sitting talking.
All right. There it is. Scott Eyre on the Barb's Harley-Davidson Sports Hotline.